Brady. For more on that, we go to NFL reporter Jeff Darlington. Jeff, Brady signing that 2-year contract worth $50 million, all fully guaranteed, according to Shefty. What were those negotiations like between Brady and the Bucs? Can you take us behind the scenes a bit?
Yeah, that's a great question, Hannah. And actually, the interesting part about that is, from my understanding all along, Tom Brady really wanted this to be concise, to be clear, to not be a Peyton Manning-like free agency tour. No offense to Peyton. He just wanted to do it a little bit quieter behind the scenes. And that was before the NFL even placed those restrictions on the ability to travel between teams and free agents. But that's exactly how it went. I was speaking with one member of the Bucs organization, said it was just so smooth. They were very collaborative, that being Tom Brady and his camp. They were not overly demanding. And basically, it really didn't go far from what the original terms, the original offer was, to where it ended up. So quite clearly, Tom Brady was far more interested in just finding the fit that he preferred than it was about trying to haggle over money or leverage one team against another. So kind of refreshing and somewhat interesting as well.
Yeah, and his old number 12 is obviously occupied right now by Bucs star receiver Chris Godwin. I mean, I know he told NFL Live he's passionate about the number he's worn it since high school, but obviously he's going to defer to the QB, which I think is smart. Also, I just wanted to ask you about Antonio Brown, because they give each other, he and Brady, you know, so much love on social media, mutually supportive. AB's always tweeting out the GOAT emoji and so forth. I mean, what is the possibility of them eventually playing together in Tampa?
So, first of all, that love does extend beyond social media. They have a relationship, and that has persisted since Antonio Brown was a member of the Patriots. Brady, from what I understand, has been very supportive of Brown, almost a little, I don't want to go too far with this, but in some capacity, a little bit of a mentor, trying to help him behind the scenes to just stay focused and try to get, you know, things in order. But the one thing I would point out here is, first of all, Antonio Brown has a lot of obstacles in his own way before he is reinstated in any capacity with the NFL. So that in itself should keep us from speculating too much about that potential. The other thing here is that he entered into a situation where, Tom Brady that is, he has a lot of weapons now. And it wasn't as if he went to some team that was just a wide receiver away. That is actually the strong suit of the Bucs. So I don't necessarily anticipate it will be as much of a priority. That being said, I can tell you that Brady thought that Antonio Brown was the most freakish athlete that he has ever played with. So if it were to work out, sure, I could see it. But there's a lot of things in the way between now and then.
Exactly. I'm really glad you made that distinction, because the Patriots were desperate for an over-the-top threat when they signed Antonio Brown. But obviously, Tampa Bay, they don't have that need at receiver. A lot of interesting domino effects, as we predicted. Certainly one being Jameis Winston. He is now looking for a new home. 33 touchdowns to 30 interceptions last season. That is the rub on him. What's the market for Winston?
You know, I hate to say this, Hannah, but talking to one general manager who seemingly would be in need told me it's a pretty cold market. And the one thing to point out here is that because players can't really go visit facilities due to those restrictions on them right now, it makes it very difficult for a team to sign him sight unseen. That's actually also similar to another free agent we can talk about, Jadeveon Clowney. His situation is that Seattle would like to sign him, but Clowney hasn't necessarily seen the offer that he wants. The money has not been there yet, and again, because of his health history, a team is going to want to take a look at him before they can necessarily sign him. You know, another guy, Everson Griffin, coming off the Vikings. This is a guy I kind of thought might end up back with the Vikings, but because the Vikings are cash-strapped, they couldn't really get a deal done there, so he'll look elsewhere as well. You'll look at those teams that need pass rush. The Cowboys are a team that always seems like the one willing to take a little bit of a chance there. I don't know. They have to get the deal done with Dak. I don't know how much they should be spending money, but that'd be one team to watch, and maybe the Browns also looking for pass rush. So still some guys out there, Hannah. Interesting for teams because of the restrictions on the ability to visit right now, but there are some talented players out there for a team to pick up at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it really, in some respects, is going to be a leap of faith for some of these teams. Again, we'll continue to have all the latest from free agency all morning long. And Jeff, you and your family take care there in Florida.
Thank you.
NFL analyst Louis Riddick with us now with more on